Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Today is December 3rd, 2024. This is the year of reflection for me, analyzing and reflecting over my life. Yeah, was it yesterday? Yes, I told a story time Monday. I started one yesterday. Monday has part one and part two already ready to be watched. Yesterday was just, well, it was just one part, but I asked you guys if you want a part two to let me know. And Valerie said part two. I don't know if anybody else did, but if you did, here we go. I'm going to finish off part two. Where we left off at is when I was telling you guys about how I was feeling angry. I was pregnant already, so I wasn't in the best mood. And I thought, I'm just having a pregnancy little bout, and I just felt like being mean to him. He annoyed me, but I didn't have to be like, you know. and I came back out. I'm gonna start there. I came back out the house after getting away from him because he had tried to touch my butt, and he was saying touch that Duffy while he was on the bike. I don't understand why he even had a bike though. Now that I go back and think about it, it's like we're supposed to be going to the show, so I don't know if he was like riding the bike over there because he was just gonna take it back home and then have me walk with him or come back and get me because his grandma that he stayed with, I believe at that time, I can't remember if she even was still alive then, but I want to say she wasn't alive and he ain't live there no more. So I'm gonna do this by the best of my memory. So he came by to get me because I told him I would go to the show with him Friday. Friday come around. Friday was probably 3 days later from the day that I told him. Friday come around, he come to get me, but he on the bike. He standing in front of my house. Some of my brothers out there, people just hanging out. And I come from my friend's house across the street. And as I'm walking past him, I wasn't even finna say hi, nothing. I just walked in. He said, touch that Duffy. Tried to touch my butt. And that made me even more angry. So I didn't say no. If I did, I kind of shrugged and had a mean look at my face. So I go back in. I come back out probably 10 minutes later, wasn't long. And they said, he gone. So I'm like, oh, well. You know, I ain't think nothing of him. Like, he's just gone. Like, he figured I got attitude. He wasn't finna bother me. And like a couple of days later, one of my good friends, who I still talk to today, you know, we all grew up in the same hood, you know, from like little kids. I'm talking about like probably 11, 12 years old on up to adults like we are now. We've been knowing each other a long time, this whole crew of people that lived in this environment. And we still kind of like have rapport with each other. Even if we don't talk every day, we on Facebook together, stuff like that. So when anything happened, we let each other know. So this guy came to my house and told me, did I hear about what happened to him? And I said, no, and he told me. But come to find out, he was on his bike, wherever he rode to. I don't know where he ended up riding to. But allegedly, he ran into some guys that allegedly his brother may have owed money for that stuff or whatever it was he owed them. Now, this is just the words I heard in the street. This is now, you got to keep in mind, this is like 87. They said that they thought he was his brother. Either they thought he was his brother and wanted to get revenge for not paying them their money, or they knew that was his brother and wanted to get him since they couldn't get him. It was one or the other. But they beat him with his bike. Y'all, they beat him with his own bike. And they used the pum-pum on him, too, in the head. Now, we'll not even talk about it today, especially back then when it first happened. It was so heartbreaking because if you had to know this guy, you would know he was just like innocent nobody. I mean, he was just like, he wouldn't hurt a flea. You know what I'm saying? He might not make the best decision in life. You know, he was still trying to figure out. He was only, about 21 at this time? We were still growing and learning. And I remember they said that these guys, it was like some big time guys that was about their life. And they, if I'm not mistaken, they were of Asian descent. Now, this is word on the street. This is a long time ago. It could have been some Jamaicans, could have been Asian, could have been just regular black people. Whoever it was, they allegedly came to the hospital to make sure they did the job. So I don't know. Now, he had a bunch of brothers. He had like 4 brothers. And one was little, but all the rest of them was like older than him. They was like 2, 5, 6 years older than him. And they all look alike. So if you don't really see them like that, it's possible he did think he looked like that brother that they allegedly was looking for because they were close in age and they did look alike. But I think you could tell the difference. So I don't know if they was just trying to get him because of revenge or what. Because the first thing I thought it was somebody in his past that he knew and he made man rub the wrong way. because I know of a situation, but come to find out that allegedly wasn't it. But the heartbreaking part was he allegedly had a son. He was with some woman. I can't remember her name. But when we was at the funeral, she was there. And that's what I didn't understand too. He was telling me that he wanted me to move with him, and he accepted my child in my stomach, the one I already had, which was like 1.5 years old. He didn't care. He just wanted us to get back together. But he already moved on with somebody and had a child with them too. So I don't know what that was about. We were young, But to this day, my heart breaks for him. He did not deserve that. Nobody deserves that. Only way I can see somebody deserving that if you're fighting for your life from them. But just to do somebody like that, and he was naked. They left him naked in the alley, beat with his own bike, and shot in the head. So that's pretty much part two. We all went to the funeral, all our friends and stuff. Yeah, it was horrible for us. I was pregnant. I had to be like, this was July. I had to be 7 months pregnant because I had my baby. I had my baby in 89. Wait a minute. So I couldn't have been no 7 months pregnant. So I had only been I think I might have been 5, 6 months pregnant or something. But anyway, it's all like a blur. But I do remember this had to happen. Wait a minute now. This couldn't have been no 87. My first daughter was born in 88. Was I pregnant with my first? No, I was pregnant with my second child. Y'all, just know that he didn't deserve it. And I would have to really do some sitting back thinking to get those dates together. Because I could have sworn that we had this funeral of 87. I didn't have my first child to 88. But I know I was pregnant. So maybe I was pregnant with my first child, not my second child. But just know, y'all, he was my first real boyfriend. He was better to me than some grown men have been. For him to have been a child himself, a young man. Because like I said, when we met, we were only 16 years old. So that's part two. Y'all stay tuned for my next story time. I might post it today, but I might wait till tomorrow. But I will be doing a lot of story times during this month because it's a part of me reflecting my life. It's a part of me analyzing and trying to figure some things out. And no, I'm not going to figure them all out. I'm just going to be able to try to put some pieces together. I'm going to try to connect some dates. I'm going to get some stuff wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be confused about some things. But the facts, I know the facts. But all the little details in between, charge it to my mind, not my heart. Okay? So with that being said, y'all, get in the comments and let me know you were here. Let me know what you think. And share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Support the channel via PayPal or Zelle or get a membership. And if you can't do neither one, just show some love like you've been doing. I appreciate y'all.